Oh my goodness. It feels like ages since I've been here, but it's only been a week and a day. So if that tells you how much life I've been living, I know I've been quiet on social media. Just things are going, you know, things are happening. My son was here, and I've been living life. I love it. Happy Friday. I'm Carissa Wiley from sprinkledwithglitter.com. Welcome to my craft room. We are going to craft, we are going to create, we're going to do some ink blending. We're using new stuff, including some stuff that I didn't even tell you about. I'm going to use some new blending brushes today. We're going to try them out right here on camera. We're going to see what we think. And as you may have noticed from the YouTube description, I'm going to be using some Kristina Werner Designs products. And I haven't had a chance to create with any of them yet for May. And so I thought this would be a perfect time. I've got a fun color palette and we're just going to have a good time. Linda's here from Santa Rosa. I have a cousin who lives in Santa Rosa, Linda. If you have not already, I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on the notifications. That ensures you don't miss any of the card making and video tutorials that I share here. And it will also notify you anytime I go live as long as you have that bell clicked. So if you haven't done that already, be sure to do that. And I would love for you to give this a thumbs up. Holly, oh my goodness, I'm so happy to make it here. I never get to make it to the lives. Oh, thank you, Holly. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad you made it too. Now, something I did want to tell you about that I just kind of stumbled on today is that Concord and 9th has a customer appreciation special going on right now. That means all of you can take advantage of it. I have links to all the products I'll be using in the YouTube description below. So if you're looking for something, you can check there. If you hit the visual supply link, it will bring it up all in like little pretty picture thumbnails, and you can see what you're trying to click on other than just the title. But their customer appreciation, let's just go down to the desktop because it's going to be easier that way, is a cardstock pack, and it includes 5 colors, 3 of each. So Brickyard Nectar, Honeycomb, Eucalyptus, and Powder. This is their, I think they call it their schoolyard palette. Isn't that beautiful? You get 3 of each color, and you're going to get that cardstock pack with any $50 order or more while supplies last through Sunday. So if you're watching on the replay, this is good through Sunday, May 18th over at Concord and 9th. There's no special code, and I don't even think you have to add it to your cart. I think it's just $50 and over, and you get a lovely cardstock pack. So I did want to share that with you. I had already planned on using Concord and 9th before I even knew about this, but just so you know, I do, and like I said, I do have links to the Concord and 9th shop in the YouTube description below. Today, I am using a palette that I used a few releases ago. And it's kind of, you can see it, this is not the card we're making today. This is just a color palette. We've got some Tide Pool, Sorbet, Honeycomb, more Tide Pool, and Blueberry. And then I brought in a few extra colors as well because we're going to be using the new Blissful Blooms stencils. So, we'll be using Blissful Blooms. We're going to do a 2-for-1. I will be using this Kristina's Finishing Touches, I think. I don't know. I really don't know what we're doing other than a 2-for-1. I think I'll be using this. It's sold out at Concord and 9th, but if you go to the second link under that title, that's to scrapbook.com. They do have this in stock, so you can find it over there. Long Line Roses, we're actually going to use the sentiments from here because I think they're so beautiful for one of the cards. And then on the other card, we're going to use the Big Type Greetings 2 dies. Kristina has designed a Big Type Greeting 1 die, and that's available with some different sentiments as well. So Stephanie's here. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for joining. We're going to make one big stenciled background. And we are going to cut it into 2. And I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to try some stuff that I've not really done before. Carrie, that is so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're going to try some things I've never tried before, but we're going to pull out the Blissful Blooms dice or stencil set first. And I'm looking at this, and I don't think there's a number order. They are marked like Kristina Werner on the bottom, like etched. and also the name of the stencil set, but there's no order. But they did come in the package with this like floral center die first stacked up, and I'm not going to do that. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. But what I thought we would do is do a full 5.5 by 8.5 sheet of cardstock and cut it into 2 cards. Now, my mat, it just got a bath. Like literally less than an hour ago, it got a bath and it's still a little wet. F. Joe Clemens is joining from Rome, Georgia. I love it. How's it living in Rome? I feel, like I said, I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever, although it's only been since last Thursday. And so I don't know why it's feeling like that. So I have my grip mat here. This is an Altenew grip mat. It is in the YouTube description. And I have a piece of my favorite white cardstock, and that is dun, 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 Concord and 9th. Seriously, I use it. I buy it. I love it. It's great for foiling. It's great for ink blending. So what I want to do is actually start with my florals, and there's 3 layers of florals here. And what I'm thinking of doing this. We'll see if this works. I'm going to line this up towards the center of this 8.5 by 11. Now, the reason that I want to do the floral centers last is, or maybe not last, but after I do the florals, is because I want the colors to layer the way I want them. And I'm going to have to be a little bit careful because there is a possibility that if I go too far in the center, you're not going to see the actual center color of the floral. Now I'm taking a T-square ruler and I'm going to stick it down to my craft mat. And we're going to leave it there. And we're going to use this. I'm going to get it in line with my stencil. We're going to use this with each successive stencil to help me line it up. This could work. It could not. We'll see. You know, just trying something new. Okay. And we're going to use some new blending brushes. Look at this. Okay. I was sent these, in all fairness, to let you know. These are the new Simon Hurley Create brushes from Ranger and Simon Hurley. And I'm going to be using these today to do blending. Clearly, this one I may have inked one time. I've had 2 of these in my stash for a while, and I don't think I used it. I mean, I didn't give it a fair chance. I didn't try it really. But he sent me a few more. And we're going to use some colors for our florals that are like Tide Pool and Blueberry, Grapefruit Nectar Sorbet, Watermelon and Pink Lemonade. We're a little blown out. And Honeycomb for the centers, Lemongrass and Grasshopper for our leaves. So I'm going to start, let's see. I'm going to start with, I think I'm looking at how big the other florals are and how I want my color distribution. And so I think I'm going to start with the Pink Lemonade and Watermelon. So because I want the yellow to show in the centers of these, I am going to start by inking darker towards the outside and lighter towards the inside, almost fading to white. And I'm going to start with my lighter color and then just intensify. Also, this is a lip gloss holder from Amazon. I linked it below. So anyway, if you're looking for that, it's great for the pink fresh brushes as well. Oh, these do feel good. Okay, so I was just actually watching Simon's video on his new inks, which I do have over there, which we'll be using in a live soon. And he was talking about his brushes as well and why he designed them and how he designed them, his thought process. And the big part about these for him was the handle. And I'm going to tell you, it's a comfortable handle. I like the flat brushes because I'm getting plenty of ink coverage. And that's a really nice feel in my hand. Here's my only beef, and Simon will not agree with me. So here we go. I don't like black. I would rather they be white. So anyway, that's fine now because they're in a drawer. And so, you know, whatever. Pink Paper and Things says, yay, I made it, better late than never. Absolutely. We're so glad you're here. Now, I could see this getting in the way of my blending, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm starting with Pink Lemonade and kind of getting a good amount of color down. Now, keep in mind, we're going to take a little bit of time for the ink blending because we're going to actually get 2 cards out of this. And so we're going to do a 2-for-1 today. So don't worry about the amount of time that we're spending doing the blending. I'm working on some things behind the scenes and I'm so excited to share it with you. I'm just, you know, I'm having a good time. Okay, watermelon. I'm going to use the same brush because I only have, you know, a few of these. And I'm going to intensify the outer edge with watermelon. And this just gives me a way to really intensify the outer edges without having to like build up too many layers with the Pink Lemonade. So I'm just starting on the stencil. There's a lot of open area on the stencil. I feel like you guys are blown out. Let me fix you. Shall I fix you? Let's fix you just a bit. Let's turn you down. Okay, I feel like that's better. Do tell, Pink Paper and Things. In due time, all will be revealed. So just stay tuned to my Instagram, stay tuned to my blog and my YouTube channel. You'll find out about all the things when it's time. I just ordered the kit and now I'm headed to see Concord and 9th. Awesome. They would look good in white, wouldn't they, Nicole? They would look beautiful in my craft room in white. Maybe I could talk to Ranger and they could make me some. I doubt it. Simon was actually talking about the process to develop these, and I hadn't realized it. I knew it had been a long time that he had been working on these, but 6 years. 6 years he spent. What company am I using? Well, it depends. This is Kristina Werner. I have Simon Hurley brushes. I have Concord and 9th inks. So we're using a little bit of everything today. Okay, I'm going to take the next stencil. I'm going to butt it up against my T-square ruler, which is stuck to my grip mat. And then I'm going to press that down. I'm going to allow the grip mat to hold my stencil in place. And now I think, let me see how this goes. Yes, I want the blues here. So put that in there. Bring in a blue here. And I'm going to do Tide Pool and Blueberry, which if you've been hanging out here, you know that this is one of my favorite blue blends ever. It is insanely beautiful. It's not something that I generally would be like, oh, let's do Blueberry and Tide Pool. But I used it on a release and I fell in love with it. How is the weather where everybody's at? I have to tell you, here in Central California is where I'm at. So it's a little different than coastal California. It's been summery and it's been up and down. Today is like 80, gonna be 86 degrees. So it's a little on the warm side. I'm feeling summer coming in. And I have to tell you, I'm not super thrilled about that. Carrie says using the T-square is great. Well, we'll see, because as I get to the edge, you can see that it may be in my way of ink blending because it's not super flat. But I didn't really want to like have to think about lining things up too precisely. And I'm like one of those people that I'm not super particular, especially when we're live, about getting everything just right. I feel like it's handmade and we have some tolerance for imperfections. Shall we say? Windy. London has been sunny and hot. 86 in Michigan. And I don't know. I meant that the Gina K kit. Oh, Gina K kit. Got it. 27 and sunny in Toronto. Is it my brain stopped working. Is it humid in Toronto? Maggie? No. Who did that? Toronto. Where'd it go? Oh my goodness. Oh, Karen. Karen, is it humid in Toronto? I'm wondering because our heat, and I know that people don't understand this, but our heat is a dry heat. I know that people say that, like, yes, but it's a dry heat. It is a dry heat. And so when we get a little bit of humidity, it is like, because we'll get up to like 110 in the summer. So it gets warm. Okay, so now, isn't this pretty? Look at the blueberry with the tide pool. So pretty. And I'm just adding the darker color towards the edges. I'm leaving everything really light in the center because remember, we have the centers coming in and we're going to be using a yellow for that, I think. We'll see how it works out. I think we'll be using a yellow and I want it to, you know, be able to shine as yellow and not some muddy color. So we're just doing the darker. Michigan's always humid. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. My son in Oklahoma, it's humid there in the summers. And we're going to Branson here in a few weeks. And I just don't love humidity. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do there. Got a little carried away on the blueberry here, but that's okay. Phoenicia says it's her first time joining live. Usually catch the replays. Well, Phoenicia, we're so glad that you watch the replays, but we're glad you're here live too. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And Phoenicia's from the Cayman Islands. I bet you it's humid there. All right, so that is the second stencil floral layer. They're not numbered, but you know, I'm just going with my gut here. Woo, that is a bright. Okay, now we're gonna add the third floral layer, and I'm just making sure that the Kristina Werner, the printing, is on the bottom every time. Astro paste would be fun for the centers. Okay, so I'm gonna line that up with the T-square, just kind of nestle it into the T-square. And we're gonna do nectar and grapefruit. So let's do nectar. I bet you my nectar could stand to be re-inked. Uh-oh, hold on. We have movement. Do not move. Do not move. Okay. If you've been following me over on Instagram, you know I've been like really digging into getting good at my laser cutter, and I'm excited about that. And I really do want to share some videos showing how I use that in different applications. I do it a lot for gift giving. 90 degrees. Yeah, we're about 90, but it's not humid today, Phoenicia. So we're probably a little more comfortable than your 90. Okay, this nectar really needs some love. Who wants to come be my assistant? And just, my daughter, she's done with her semester at college, and so she's on a little getaway right now. But let me just tell you, for those of you who know, she is who I call my assistant. She never made my foam panels for me, so I made them myself, but we have foam panels again. Carrie, question, can you explain texture paste lunar paste and the other thousands of pastes? I don't know the difference. Well, because there are thousands of pastes, I probably cannot, in the time that we have allotted here, describe. But a lot of times, the intent of the paste will kind of be inferred from the name. So texture paste is all about adding texture. So it will have more grittiness to it usually. And there's different companies that make different pastes, and there's glitter paste, which the intent would be to make something glittery. Solar paste, I need to look. So solar paste is a clear medium, like the paste itself is not colored, and it has like some iridescent like colors in it, so that'll make it kind of color shift, and it looks really cool on dark cardstocks. Lunar paste is a colored paste, like the paste itself, what it's carried in has color. It also has some kind of luminescence to it, but it is not, it's different in that the paste is colored and not just the like micas inside of it. So that's kind of a brief overview. I hope that's helpful to you. But a lot of the companies too, if they have a product like that, will have kind of an introduction video, usually on the product page or something like that, that might be able to help you kind of know the difference. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? So that was grapefruit and nectar. Stephanie said she's fired. Hire me. Yes, you're hired, Stephanie. Can you start today? Eva said she's received her new KW release today. Looking forward to playing with it. Yes, well, I hope I inspire you. Look at that. Isn't that fun? So much fun. This is a little different, like for me, as far as colors go, right? Okay, so let's see where we're at here. We may have to do some selective inking because I wanted to do like yellows in the centers of these, but I don't know that it's going to work for all of them. So sometimes we just have to change our plan. Okay, we're going to start with honeycomb. I'm going to try it over this. I don't think it's going to look good, but we'll try. It's going to shift it a little green, which makes sense because yellow and blue make green. Okay, so we're going to do honeycomb here, and we're going to do, let's see, let's try it over this. Should shift a little orange, but honeycomb does have, it's a yellow that has a lot of like green in it to me. Like it's kind of a greeny yellow. Okay, let's do, I'm not going to do yellow over all of them. So let's do this. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, let's go here. And then we may just do some other colors around. Okay? So we're just making it up as we go along. Got it? That's what we do here. Francis is here. Hello, welcome. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a good day where you're at. For those of you who came in late, I did talk about the Concord and 9th Customer Appreciation Special. So right now, if you spend $50 over at Concord and 9th, you can get a free pack of cardstock that includes nectar, brickyard, honeycomb, eucalyptus, and powder. And you just spend $50. They add it to your cart and all of that. 1, 2, 3. I'm doing these kind of in scattered fashion here as far as the colors go. And I just got some orange in there. So we'll see what we do about that here in just a bit. Okay, so let's do this. All right, and the greens are for my leaves, so I'm thinking, let's do, I don't really want to pull out more colors, so that's why I'm kind of being like a little picky about this. We can be picky, that's fine. Like I said, we're getting 2 cards out of this. And so we're just going to take a little bit of time to do this. I hope I like it in the end. I love the honeycomb color. It's just, this needs to be re-inked. I love it with this one up here. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so we have nectar here. And we're going to do nectar down here. But we're going to do it heavier handed. Do you see how the little T-square can be a little bit in the way of some of these corner pieces? I'm going to do nectar down here in a heavy fashion. And I think I just have these 3 blues left. So let's just do a darker blue, shall we? Okay, so blueberry again. Blueberry. And let's just take this, well, no, we won't take it off. I was gonna say, I thought we were on our last stencil, but we still have leafery to do, so we're not gonna take it off just yet. Okay, let's do this. We could have pulled it up, laid it back down, blah, blah, blah. Carissa's not feeling that today. Yes, Francis, I have it all like figured out. Oh, that is so much fun. I do have my color palette class kind of mapped out. It's just I've got to figure out some things. It's, you know, like hosting it and you know, marketing it and all of that and filming it are like a whole, it feels very daunting to me. So it's just me. I'm a one woman show. And so when I think about it, I'm just kind of like a little overwhelmed and I don't have expertise in that area. So that's something that I've got to figure out in order to make that happen. But yes, I have a vision for that. And I'm hoping that it's going to be this year that I can make that happen. I don't know. I can't promise anything, but you know. Question. I just recently started using dye inks after mainly using Distress Oxides. Do you need to have separate blending brushes for dye? Yes. I would recommend having, unless you're going to wash them in between, Phoenicia, I would recommend having separate ink, blending brushes for dye inks than the Distress Oxide, because the Distress Oxides have a pigment property to them and they are different. I mean, pigment properties are more paint-like and they sit on top of the paper rather than soak into the paper, and you don't want to get that pigment property into your dye inks. So I would recommend having a separate set of brushes for dye versus pigment or Distress Oxide. I say pigment, Distress Oxide has pigment properties, which is why I refer to it that way. Delia's here. Hello, Delia. Welcome. Okay, so we have our greens. Let's put some of these brushes back. I had to dig this out of my drawer, the little lipstick holder. And I'm just going to intensify some areas of the leafery. I prefer to call it leafery. Okay, so just going to blend, blend, blend. Then we will do the magic peel and reveal. We'll see if we like the colors. It's a little bright. It's a little different for me, but I figure you guys probably get tired of me seeing me use like the pink and the, you know, mint colors all the time. Oh my goodness. That is so much fun. That is so much fun. Okay. That's fun. I like it. I actually, the colors look better here. Does the C9 special apply when you purchase Kristina Werner items? I think it does, but I don't know for sure. I mean, because when you buy them on their site, you're still buying from their site. So I'm thinking maybe it does, but I can't answer that for sure. So anyway, it didn't show exclusions on there. Oh, isn't this fun? So much fun. Okay, Delia, that is the Simon Hurley blending brush. It's brand new. I'm trying it out for the first time today. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it directly in half. That way I'm going to get blue on this side and blue on that side. Okay, I'm just looking at it in the camera because that helps me see it a little bit better. And just lop that straight in half. And now we have 2 card fronts all from one blending sesh, right? Okay, so this is fun. I love that blue. I purposely, I mean, I'm sure Kristina thought about this as she was designing the layers of stencils, like how the colors would be distributed if you like cut this in half. Jen's doing homework for the Pink Fresh class while watching. I love it. That is this weekend. The Cards for Him event is this weekend for Pink Fresh Studio. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking we'll do. We're only 35 minutes in. We have a couple of things we can do. I was thinking maybe we do one of these with like a fun little arch. Okay, so do we see that little arch? And then maybe we do one of these, like a really tight crop. Well, I don't know how tight I want to go though, because then we lose our blue on the edge of this one. So we'll see. Maybe these are the A2 precision layering dies from Spellbinders. I use them all the time. All the time. Okay, I'm thinking go smaller. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking there and there. Love how this guy's coming in like down here. So cute. So this was actually like this when we stenciled, but I'm going to flip it because that's me. That's what I do. Okay. Whoosh, it's warm. So let's cut these down, shall we? We shall cut them down. Now, you could actually get a 3-for-1 because if I were to cut this smaller, let's experiment. If I were to cut this smaller, we could have a nice wide border that we could create a shaker card with. Let me see. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not going to create a shaker card because I don't think we have time to do 3 cards because y'all have a life. But if I'm going to do that, I want to make sure that I have this centered up as best as possible so that I make sure I'm not, I don't have a crooked frame when I'm left with this. So I'm going to make sure that's in the center as best I can, and I'll run this through my die cut machine. Tina's here. Hi, Carissa. Just joining late, so I will certainly rewatch afterwards. Beautiful color combination. I'm glad you're here. Francis wants to know, is it warm in California as well? I can't believe it's warm in May, and I'm in Texas. Yes, it is. 86 degrees today. Last week, we went to a wedding on Saturday outside in the direct sun, not lying, which I don't know if you can tell, but I don't do direct sun. 96 degrees. It was so hot. And then it came down to the 70s and it's like back into the 80s again. So high 80s. And then I think it cools down a little bit again, but you know, just keeps going. F. Joe Clemens wants to know, do you like the side flap storage pockets? Would you link, please? I can link after we're done. I'll put it in there. I do like them. They're from Amazon. They have a funky smell when they come. So, anyway, but yes, I do like them. Okay, so we have 2 pieces now, and we have a 3rd piece that we can use for another card on another day, right? Okay. So I love this guy. He's so cute. I did not know what color card base I want to use. I can do this. I can do this, which is kind of fun. I'm thinking of bringing in some blueberry for like my sentiment shadow. I'm just thinking, oh, I like the plastic smell and the smell of fresh stamps. She likes chemicals. Pink paper and things, likes the chemical smell. It is like super mucho chemically. I'm just going to tell you, mucho. Like I let them air out a little bit because I don't know if it's actually, could be the magnets that come in there. The magnets, because it comes with not only the side pocket flap storage pocket, but it also comes with the magnets as well. Isn't that cute on ivory? Love that on ivory. Those are cute. They kind of feel like Flower Child 70s vibes on the ivory. Kind of like that. Okay, so let's cut this down. Let's do at least one ivory card base. We might do the other one in Tide Pool. But white is out. The blueberry. You know what, Francis? There is another dude crafter. His name is Jeff Lindbergh. And he would totally dig the blueberry too. It's like his jam. He loves that blueberry. I think I'm going to do blueberry in a little more subdued way. We shall see. Okay, for now, we have ink on the mat. We do not want ink on the mat. I love this, though. I love the Tide Pool. I know, the Tide Pool looks good. I'm in shorts today, y'all. That's how warm it is. That's how warm it is. Okay, so I'm thinking on one of these cards, we use the big type greetings. Maybe it's this friend over here. And we either do, I did a little die cutting ahead of time. We could do like a vellum shadow layer with a stacked up word. This is like, go with me here for a moment. Go with me. And then we could do like the blueberry on top or the Tide Pool on top. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that. Sorry. Didn't realize that. So we could do the Tide Pool on top or we could do the blueberry on top. One or the other. And then I'm thinking for the other card that we do one of these smaller sentiments, like you are a blessing or something like that. You're in my thoughts, maybe? Healing hugs. I like this, you're in my thoughts. Okay, so let's do this. And I'm thinking maybe this one we do a heat embossed sentiment on the Tide Pool. and we'll do white embossing powder. And okay. Sorry for the confusion. Sorry for the confusion. All right. We're all settled now. We got it all straightened out. Let's do white embossing powder right over the top. We treated that with some powder tool. You know what? I did not get enough ink on there to get a good embossed image. So what we're going to do is we're going to restamp. Powder tool, restamp. But we're going to get some good ink on there. Okay, let's try this again. If I cannot get enough ink, the two options are to take this over to my Misty stamping tool and stamp a couple of times, or to re-ink, which I will probably need to do later. So, oh, but this is much better. We're good. We're good here. And I love that the Long Line Roses stamp set has dies for all of the greetings. My brain is like significantly slowed down right now. I already had my lunch, so it's not that. Okay, so we're gonna let this heat up for just a second. Okay. All right, that is all melted. You see how bright white it gets when it melts? So beautiful. And I love this font. Isn't that cool? Love that. Okay, so now we need to find the You're in My Thoughts. Oh boy. This is hard. This is hard. I'm like, oh, my puzzle making skills are going to come into play here. And I'm going to have to find the right one. And let's see. Is it this one? I might have gotten it right on the first try. Yes, I did. Okay. So let's do this. And going to wipe that off. So we're going to make a mess. Okay, so there, and then let's grab, while we're running through, we're going to grab the Friend, cut it from Tide Pool, and then we'll cut it from Blueberry next, and we'll try both of them. Am I planning any videos with the Long Line Roses stamp? I don't have any plans. That doesn't mean that's a no. I just honestly haven't even thought about next week yet. So I just am mentally not in next week yet. And so I don't know. I can't say yes or no to that for sure. Okay, I don't love the Tide Pool on this other one. So let's take... Kristina did a live the other day. Francie Joe, most people call me Joe. People get confused about full name, so I finally added the F in front. It gets weird. Oh, well, I'll just call you Joe then. I can do that. So let's try Blueberry. My friend wants me to try the Blueberry, so we're going to do that. Anyway, I was saying that, Francis, Kristina did a live stream the other day. I actually watched it last night. I have a little bit of extra time this week on my hands. I've been home alone a lot. Anyway, I watched it last night and it was really beautiful. So if you're looking for inspiration, you can check that video out. Oh, I like that. Do we like the friend in the blue? Do we like the blueberry? We could do just plain white too. Let's do a poll. Y'all want to do a poll? You guys love polls. Let's do this. Okay. Let's go here. We're going to add a poll. Start a poll. Let me grab my thing. Okay. What color for the friend? Oh my goodness, I can spell. Sentiment. Blueberry. White. Or something different. Wow. We're going to really open it up here. While you guys are answering that, let me put you aside. While you are answering that, let me work on this guy over here. So I'm thinking just a simple, you're in my thoughts, maybe there-ish. And we'll pop this up. Maybe we'll add a little bit of a matte. Nope, that's too big. Too big. Okay, I should have kept track of what I used. Did I use this one? I used that one. Okay, so the next biggest one, let's see. Let's flip this over because we have more options. It's going to be this guy here, I believe. And we're going to put you back so we don't get everything just out of whack here. Stephanie, my assistant, will have to put these back later and we don't want her to be confused. Just kidding. Okay, let's do this. Blueberry is winning. Okay, well, I haven't looked at it yet, so give me just a second and I'll look at it. Blueberry is winning. It's kind of fun. I mean, it's different than like what I normally do. Okay, we're gonna cut a mat for this guy over here in the Tide Pool. So this one's definitely gonna be more Tide Pool heavy, but it has less blue, like blueberry in the blending. So I think that that's fitting. Right? Okay, love, love, love. Stephanie says she's on it. I love it. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh my gosh, 80% blueberry? Y'all are loving the blueberry. Okay, we're doing it. Blueberry in poll. Poll's ended. It's official. Blueberry it is. Okay, next question is, will Carissa veto or not veto? LOL. Oh, you know me so well, pink paper and things, because I always reserve the right to veto if I hate it. But I don't hate it, so we're gonna do it. We might do an offset though, just to kind of soften the blue a little. I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So just scoring my card base here. We're going to do this and this and this, and this is going to be just a simple, beautiful little card, but we're doing a 2-for-1. Yes, I love blueberry. I started using it since you did the, I'm so glad. I inspired. That is what I live for. I do live to kind of, I love it when you all walk away from here feeling inspired. And Francis says that he was inspired to use the blueberry after my February release for Concord and 9th. And that is exactly when I discovered that I love the blend of Tide Pool and Blueberry so much. And that is why I brought it back in today. So I'm glad. I'm glad I inspired you. That makes my heart happy. Okay, so let's do some foam on the back of our sentiment here. And what we may do is add a little sparkle to this card, because you all know me. It needs something shiny, right? Am I right or am I right? And we like big cards around here, so we're not shy on the foam adhesive. It's just what we do. It's just how it be sometimes. Look at this. I might bring in a teensy bit of blueberry. So we're going to cut this. And we're going to go to 1/8 of an inch. Ish. Heavy on the ish. I kind of thought my husband might pop in today, and he has not. I like it. So, along with the other colors, recreation of the Plumeria card. Oh, I'm about to post that on my YouTube channel as well. Love that one. Okay. So, let's do this. A little bit of liquid glue here. We're going to bring it right towards the lower third. I'm going to use my grid mat to kind of help me get this positioned in just the right place. And I'm going to use my smaller scissors. Sparkle all the things. Stephanie, my assistant, is my kind of girl. She wants me to sparkle all the things. I needed to get my smaller scissors in there so that I could get between, because I don't want it to overlap on that matte layer. Oops. Whoa, whoa. Okay, we're moving here. Do not move. Sit. Do you remember the cards you did with Concord and Night Pennant Party? How big are the pennants? Does it have to be an A2 card, or could you do a smaller size card? I do have that card. Give me just a few minutes to finish this up and I'll show you, Wendy. Okay, so I'm thinking like, hold on. We need the tweezers. This is when the tweezers come in clutch, right here. Do you see how shaky I am? I'm getting shakier in my old age. It is just what's happening. I'm not hungry. My blood sugar is not low. It is just what it is. Okay, I think that's cute. Sit, boo-boo, sit. That's right. Okay, I have panels. Let's do this. Okay, foam panel. You know what? I love the thin piece of blueberry. Good. I'm glad. You know what? If we have time, I have nowhere to be today. Let's just be real. If you guys want to stick around, I can walk you through this foam panel process. I mean, we could do that today because I have the stuff sitting right there. A couple weeks ago, I didn't have the stuff, but I have the stuff. Okay, we need to go a little bit narrower. So I make these at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I often have to cut them down, but then all of these little strips are what I use like on the backs of my sentiments and that sort of thing. So I just use it all as like my foam adhesive, and it works for me. I started doing this actually a couple years ago. You're not crazy about the ivory. It looks more yellow on screen than it does in person. Oh, you all want to see the foam. Okay, so I started doing this a couple years ago, And I have never looked back. And what spurred it was that Scotch or 3M changed their foam, and I hated it. I hated it. And so I started making my own foam adhesive with some fun foam and some adhesive, and I've never looked back. It is what it is. Okay, so we have some confetti. Oh, it's Friday and I'm out of work already. I love that for you. I mean, I can't complain. I'm working right now and this is like the best job ever. I mean, I love that. Let's do some confetti, some clear, crystal clear confetti. Maybe just a few little pieces is enough to make it like sparkle just a bit and give me that little bit of, I feel like a sparkle, like when it catches the light, it just gives that little bit of, like it draws you in, you know? Julie's here. Hi, Julie. I'm glad you made it too. She says, I made it. Happy Friday. And she loves the stencil and she's glad I'm using it. Awesome. I'm so glad that you are here. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I was going to add some stitching to this and I did not, but we'll do it on the next one because we're doing a 2-for-1. So we're going to do a second card here. Look at this. I mean, tell me that sparkle does not just draw you in just a little bit. I feel like the colors are just not, they're not vibing on the screen right now. It looks a little yellower than it is. It's a lot more fun in person. And I think my photos will reflect that. So stick around for those. Okay, let's do this guy. And I told you I wanted to use, we talked about this. Whoa, it's getting a little out of hand over here. Scooby-Doo vibes. I know, total Scooby-Doo vibes on this stencil. We're going to use this. It's sold out at Concord and 9th, but it's available at scrapbook.com. So if you love it and you want to get it and you don't want to wait for them to restock at Concord and 9th, then I would suggest you head on over to scrapbook.com and just pick it up. And I do believe it coordinates with, the stencils and stamps she released. So, but I love this. I love the dies so much. I can totally see myself using this, like all kinds. Okay, I'm going to put that there because I'm thinking my sentiment would go here-ish. Maybe I drop it down just a little. Okay. I really need to replace my mats. They look atrocious. Megan's here. Hello, Megan. I want everything. I know. I want it all too. All the things. You guys, I mean, I get a fair amount of stuff sent to me. There is still so much stuff that I just want. And I had to stop buying it because I could not use it all. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? I love that. Okay. So we're going to stack these up. We're going to stack the blueberry on top and we're going to use 3 layers of white underneath. I cut these before we came on camera. It's the only prep work I did. And we are at an hour since we started. I have a 3-minute intro and then I yap for like 5 or 7 minutes. So we are not even an hour into card making technically. And we're done with 1 card and we are like on the tail end of 2nd card. So this is pretty good. I mean, if you ask me. And then what we can do is we can do foam panels, and then can't remember who it was, but someone asked about the Pennant Party stamp set, and I wanted to show you that on an A2 size card front. Did you watch my my walkthrough, by the way? I totally did a walkthrough this month on the Concord and 9th release, as well as Kristina Werner release. So I just walked you through all the products. I showed you some of the cards that I made that I made for the release. And so I hope you caught that. You know, I have to tell you that I feel like you guys, I know you all say that you like the pre-recorded videos, but you all watch the replays of the live streams, and you watch the live streams live more than you watch the pre-recorded videos. And you react to the live ones way more than you react to the pre-recorded ones. So I'm just, oh, I was going to offset this. Y'all, see what happens when I get to talking? We're going to do this. Then we're going to do the blueberry. Okay. So anyway, I'm just saying, I know you all love the live streams, but you all, love the pre-recorded videos. So you tell me, but you watch these live streams way more. It just makes me want to go live more often. And still do a pre-recorded video here and there, but do the lives more often. And then, like, watch next week. I have a live scheduled for Friday, but we may go live twice next week. I should have done a Saturday live. I'm home alone tomorrow. And I should have done, okay, I love that. Just that tiny bit of tide pool peeking out from the back. And then we're going to do it on the vellum layer here. That's so fun. Give me a what if you love the tide pool behind the blueberry. I did. I'm subscribed so I get all notifications. I try not to miss your lives. Thank you. I appreciate all of you that hang out with me. It wouldn't be fun if I was just talking to myself the whole time. It's actually, I love the interaction on lives, which is why I also love teaching virtual events. So that's part of the fun of the virtual events as well, is all the interaction. We got to do this stupid dot. Listen, I hate dots on eyes. I'm just going to be real. It is not worth it to me. I would cut that off if I could. But we can't. So we're going to just do it because I love you. And we're going to just add some liquid glue. Liquid glue. Liquid glue. Okay, get off my finger. What, and raise the roof. Love it. Okay, do you see we're making a mess? This is why dots are overrated. Tittles, whatever you want to call them. Okay. Boom. This is ridiculous. I'm just putting it out there. Okay, we're even stacking it. I mean, come on. How much I love you all. You know, it's one thing to do this, like, for a pre-recorded video and just, like, cut it all out. Like, you know, edit it all out. It's a whole nother level to do this on a live. I mean, am I right or am I right? Okay, offset just a teensy. Okay, we're there. We're gonna add it here. We're gonna just rotate it to where the shadow's coming out on the same side. Oh, how cute. How cute. Okay, we're gonna put this up on foam. So let's flip it over, and remember that little piece we cut off earlier? Look, makes the perfect little foam for the back of this sentiment. We just trim it up. There's no little foam dots that are gonna be this small anyway. So we're just gonna trim it up, put it on the back. Oh, thank you, Francis. I appreciate you being here. Okay, here's the deal. This is missing something, okay? Let's go ahead and fold our card base. I know some of you are not a fan of the ivory, and that's okay, but it feels like it's missing something to me. And I'm gonna tell you the two things I feel like it's missing. I think it needs a mat on the arch, which I can totally do because I have one larger on the scrapbook.com nested A2 arches. So I have one that will fit like the whole thing, but I don't know if that's too much. So like we could do that, and then I feel like it needs like almost like a sub-sentiment here. Can you feel it? Do you see it? I don't know. Do you? Let me know in the live chat. Also, if you're in the replay and you're watching, don't forget to say hey in the comments. Like, just leave me a comment, say hey. I love that you're there. Okay, I'm gonna slide over here on my chair and I'm gonna cut this tide pool down. We're gonna try a mat. We'll see if we like it, but I don't want to waste all that cardstock. So let's do this. Yep. Arched sentiment across the top. That would be fun. We could actually pull in, you know, Julie, what we could do, we could grab that Desert Scapes stamp set from the Concord and 9th release, and we could do an arch sentiment there. If you pop it up, it may not need a mat. Oh, it always needs to be popped up. Always. I mean, I will pop it up. Like, that's not an if I pop it up, it's like when I pop it up. But I kind of like that. I don't know. I just don't love that it goes all the way out. I don't love that. Okay. We will pop it up. We'll do this. Let's grab Desert Scapes. Where did I put that release? If y'all could see what I'm dealing with over here. It is Hot Mess Express in the Sprinkled with Glitter craft room. I've got June releases over here. I have July releases over here. Oh, by the way, I'm going to throw that in there for you to look at. That's similar color palette that I used in the February release. And so you can see how a color palette can really look different depending on the concentration of colors you use. Oh, good grief. Where did I put it? The Desert Scapes maybe out. Oh, I just found it. Okay. And let's grab Pennant Party while I'm over here. Maybe. There it is. So y'all can see that in just a bit. Okay. Let's see if there's anything. I could do a shaped card. I don't want to. I'm not feeling the shaped card. I mean, it'd be easy. I'd just cut another arch and then I don't feel, oh, I guess the hello would work, but, ooh, thinking of you, friend. You know, that's a big risk. It's totally too late to make a shaker. Missed your live, but watch the replay. This is risky. This is risky. I don't know if I'm committed enough to do this. We maybe just need like a little sentiment strip. Okay, I'm going to show you what I would do to test this out. Okay, we're going to test this out. We have a minute. Y'all still with me? Let's see if you're still with me. Yes, you are. You're still with me. Okay, here's what I would do to test this out. Because this arched greeting actually fits nearly perfectly on this arch that I'm using, which they're not designed to work together. One's from Concord and 9th, one's from scrapbook.com. And so what I can do is grab a piece of acetate, place it over my project, okay? So there's acetate over my project. Then I'm gonna lay this down. This, you can count on me. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. Like that. And I'm gonna ink it up. We would have to use a pretty dark ink for it to show on all that ink blending. So I'm gonna stamp it in some VersaFine Clear, and we can have a look at what this looks like. Oh, Mr. Glitter. He does need to come on for another challenge, doesn't he? Nope, that's not it. That is not it. It's an option, but I'm not loving it. A small hello could work. I'm just thinking a little sentiment strip. I think that that would be enough to make me happy. To bring in another little strip of color. The how you, just, it's too small. Friend, amazing. Let's see what we have over here. I'm just looking at what I have. Oh, that little hello could be just what we need. Okay, let's do it. This is from the Long Line Roses. And that's what we used earlier for the other sentiment on our other card. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to stamp it on Tide Pool in Tide Pool ink. Okay, let's do it on this guy. If you could see the mess I am working with. Let's do Tide Pool ink. We're going to cut it out. We're going to put it right with the hello. We're going to add some sparkle, and it's going to be enough. I'm just telling myself. How about blueberry ink? It's too busy. I agree. Maybe a small hello. That's what we're going for. We just need something, another little element. And I can't even tell you why. It just feels like it. Sometimes I don't know the design concepts of why I feel like it needs something, but I like it. It's in my bones. I feel it. And so that's exactly what it is. This has got the cutest little oval die that coordinates with it in that Long Line Roses. So we're gonna get this just all worked out there, and we'll run it through. Super cute. Francis, I'm assuming you didn't like the stamping around the top, and I'm with you on that. I did not like it. It was like a immediate, like, nope. What if it was like that? No, I don't like it. It covers too much, but we are going to use that. It is what it needed. So we're going to grab foam, put it on the back of this guy. We're just going to go like, hello, friend. Cute. Okay, this is it. This is what we needed. It feels right now. It just feels right. You ever sign up for text messages and you like regret it from like a company? Yeah, that's me. Looking at my phone and I'm like, again? Really? Again? Okay, so that's above the stitching. It's kind of hard to see the stitching, but you can see the stitching coming around there. We're going to take the hello. We're going to grab it with tweezers so that we can see where we're putting it, and we're going to go right here with it. Okay. Cutie. Cutie. All right. Oh, Francis, you just like this one better because I used the blueberry cardstock. I'm just teasing. Okay, foam all the time. Okay, didn't cut it quite wide enough. We'll fix it. And let's go here. I was looking at a company on Facebook or Instagram the other day and they started texting me without me signing up. Oh, that is so creepy. Megan says you just have to text stop and the reply and take care of this. They have to take you off the list. Okay, so this is actually like, I have two companies that are like that text me all the time. The other one is like, I use a, eyeshadow. I feel so bad talking about this. Maybe I should just stop. It's like a consultant. Okay, that's done. We're not talking about it anymore. Question, is that your homemade foam panels? It sure is. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. We're going to finish up this card. We're going to talk about foam panels real quick, and then I'm going to let you guys get on with your Friday night because I know you all have wild and crazy things planned for your Friday night. That is so creepy, Jen. I don't even know. Okay, we're going to put this right in the middle. I think it's in the middle. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like the retro vibe of the ivory. I know some of you are not into it, but I really like, it feels even more Scooby-Doo to me. Like, it feels like that 70s florals. I'm going to tuck that guy under there. Just has like that 70s vibe to it. Okay, so there. And there. Oh, that guy's ugly. He's a partial. Gotta get rid of him. Okay. Thinking just like that, like a little trail of sparkle. I've left this open for too long. We've got a little clog at the end. I've had the little pin out of it while we've been chatting away over here. Okay. So we have 2-for-1 cards. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to take away 10 for what we talked in the beginning. So an hour and 10 minutes, 2 cards. They're both different. 1 background. Let's get some of this out of the way, and I'll bring these both in so you can see them. Aren't those fun? So much fun. I actually really like the way this one turned out. So much fun. So I have the color palette here for you. A little bit different than what we normally do. But, you know, I like to change it up a little bit. I love the ivory. I've had a hard time finding the perfect shade, though, is that the Hero. It is the Hero Arts Antique Ivory. So that, oops, ooh, that scared me. My scissors just hit my thing. Question, can you do a video on homework? No, I have a video, Delia, on the foam panels already. It's on my YouTube channel. You just have to search DIY foam. Anyway, so there you go. Isn't that fun? I love just the little bit of sparkle that each one of these have. I love the stitching on here. This is a must have. I can see that being used on so many cards. And then this one's a little more simple, but of course we brought in just that touch of blueberry there to bring it all together. And I love how they have different shapes going on, but not all the elements are the same. We could have used like a die cut sentiment over here, but I really wanted to just change up the vibe of the cards. And so we used a die cut sentiment, we used a stamp sentiment, and that's so much fun. Okay. Gorgeous. I love it. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'm going to go grab some stuff to make the foam panels real quick. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, and then we will go on our merry little way. And for those of you watching on the replay, I will have, or actually for those of you watching right now, I will have to link the products that I'm using for this in just a little bit. So these are 9x12 fun foam panels from Amazon. Okay, I just order them in a pack of like 30 or something like that. Yeah, let me know which one you like the most, the arched or the square. And then I use the scrapbook.com 4-inch wide double-sided adhesive roll. I ordered these in a 4-pack, I believe, and I have used 2 of my 4 since the last time I ordered. In my video that I hate this noise on camera, hold on. In my video oh yes, the pennants. I will do the pennants. Okay, pennants. Should we do that first? Where did I put them? I just got them all out. Okay, pennants. This is an A2 size card, and this has 3 pennants on it. So there you go. You can see this is the size of the stamp set, and this is an A2 card front. So yes, they fit really well on an A2 size card. So you don't have to do a bigger one. I have 3 on each of these, and they're both standard A2 size cards. So hope that helps for the pennants. And these are the 2 cards I made. I love this one right here. Okay, so when I did the video originally, I talked about how I actually, at that time, and trust me, things have changed since then. I don't know if this still applies, but at that time, I kind of went through a little calculation of like, is this cost effective to do it this way? I'm looking for my pin to put in my liquid glue. Okay. How to make DIY foam tape adhesive for crafting. Perfect. Thank you, Francis, for finding that. At that time, I had gone through and like done the calculations. Is this cost effective? And it actually was. I don't know how, I haven't compared how, prices have changed and such since then. But at that time, it was cost effective. So what I do is I take this 4-inch wide adhesive, and I'm just going to line it up along the bottom of my foam and press it down. Okay. Then, and these Spellbinders scissors are fabulous for this because they don't get all gunky. I just trim off the edge, and then I'm going to add another strip of this above. So I'm just going to butt it up against the one that was previously there. And if it's not perfectly straight, life goes on. Life goes on. So just do your best. You don't want it to overlap though. You don't want like the edge to overlap. You'd rather there be a little gap than an overlap. Then I just press it out. Try not to get bubbles. I'm going to trim it again. Okay. Stephanie, I hope you're watching because this is a job for my assistant. And then I flip it over, and you just want to make sure, oh my gosh, there's a spider coming from the ceiling. Little baby spider. Woo! You want to make sure that you're doing it along the same edge that you started out, because you see how the adhesive doesn't go all the way to the top. So I just want to make sure that I'm starting at the same edge. So on the bottom again. And I am going to add a strip of foam adhesive, or of the 4-inch adhesive along the bottom again. And I like to kind of just rub it out so I don't get air bubbles. If you do get air bubbles, it's totally not the end of the world. And then you trim it. And then you're going to add another piece on the top. Now, why do I like the foam like this? Number one, it sticks really well, but also I love a foam panel behind a large area because you never have saggage. It's like a full, like sturdy, it is so sturdy when you do it this way. It's got support all the way around. It's just a great support. Yeah, you know, the 3M, when they changed it a few years ago, I couldn't stand it anymore. It sticks to the scissors. It doesn't cut well. It's just not I'm just not happy with it. And so I started doing this because I couldn't find a foam adhesive that I loved. So now I take my wire guide trimmer and I put this in my trimmer and I trim it at 4 inches. And it's not going to cut all the way through. And then I trim it at 4 inches again. Again, it's not going to cut all the way through. Okay, then I'm going to flip it. I trim it at 5 1/4. Again, it won't cut all the way through. I move it down and do another area of 5 1/4. So I always have like these ends that left too that I use for like random smaller things. Okay. So then I take my scissors, and do you see how it made like a well for me? It didn't cut all the way through, but it made a well. And I just put my scissor blades in there and then just literally just push up, like, you know how you do wrapping paper? Don't cut yourself. Okay? And so then I just push along that little well that I created, and there's 2. I get 4 out of every panel here that I create, and then I do all the adhesive at once and then all of the trimming at once. So I'll go through and I'll do several of these with the 4-inch adhesive on both sides of the foam, and then I'll go back and just cut them all down. And then these 2 pieces, just like that. And I have 4 panels that are large enough for a 4-inch by 5 1/4 mat. But of course, most of my mats are actually a little bit smaller, so I end up trimming little strips. But like I said, I just use those little strips for smaller sentiments and things like that. And this is a really nice, sticky, sturdy foam adhesive. It doesn't have a lot of like cush to it. It doesn't like flatten out a lot. Let me show you. So do you see I'm pushing on that and it's not like collapsing. So when you get it in a solid piece behind your card front like this, you get a really nice, firm, it almost feels like really quality. Like it ain't going anywhere. And so that's why I love that foam panel situation. OMG, I don't think I've laughed this much in a live chat before. You are all killing me today. The saggage. I know, we don't do saggage around here either. There's doctors for that. I'm just kidding. We're not there yet. But you know, maybe one day. Probably not. Anyway, I just want to say thank you all for being here today. I've totally enjoyed hanging out with you. You are just a fun crew. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here on YouTube so you don't miss any of my regular videos and my live streams. Also, don't forget about that deal. Good through Sunday evening at Concord and 9th through 5/18. You can get a free cardstock pack with their schoolyard colors with a purchase of $50 or more. So anyway, don't be sure you don't miss out on that. Thanks again for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and turn on the notifications here on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my card making and paper crafting video tutorials. Thanks again, and until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day.